Some would say maybe this long-awaited return of rain. Rain for parts of the country that have seen a drought expand. Winter's not been the kindest when we look at it from a precipitation perspective, but now we're about to see the script flipped in a dramatic way. We'll call this rain drought relief, but as we know, if it's too much of a good thing, it could be problematic. The component of rain and the heavy rain threat, it really begins tomorrow as far as maybe seeing a little too much. We'll see if we do end up getting flood watches in effect for the heavy rain. Haven't seen that yet emerge, but there's going to be a part of the country that really needs to pay attention to this forecast. Yes, from the severe side, but also with this pattern locked in, we're going to continue to watch. Look at where the greens and the blues are located. Some of the same areas. This just took us through the entire week. I can reset it just for perspective. We start today, and that moisture is going to be available. This moisture will get squeezed out of the atmosphere, and by Friday, same areas remain under that rich atmospheric flow where that moisture from the Gulf can move to the north, thanks in part to this area of high pressure that we have just off to the east. And maybe by early next week, we'll see some of that drier air, that continental air try to filter in, maybe south of the I-70 corridor. But we'll see. I mean, we're still rich in moisture, which in a way, I mean, that's just kind of what you get when you live so far south and we're emerging into our warmer months. But the rain signal, Haley, I don't want to say it's more significant because it's equally as important to pay attention to, but this is a strong signal for the next, several days. This goes out the next 10 days.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at severe weather and flooding, a lot of times they can tend to go hand in hand, especially if you are stuck in a pattern. It's not just one area of low pressure that emerges and you're tracking out the frontal boundaries. This is repetitiveness. And so spots, especially through Southern Plains, mid-Mississippi River Valley, that's the zone we really have to be mindful of. Even the WPC highlighting in their excessive rainfall outlook that the Ozarks are going to be a spot to watch. You have some terrain concerns there, a lot of lakes and rivers and other things that are happening in that region. So that could reach flood stage quickly, because when you go from extreme drought conditions to then extreme wet conditions, it takes a second for that soil to become absorbent. And so you can get a quick runoff concern. So definitely watching North Arkansas. Some of the models have it more so central Arkansas, but still there's a signal at least for that state that we could be looking at double-digit rain totals within the next 10 days.
You look at the numbers, and Little Rock, Arkansas, located in the central part of the state, has the greatest departure compared to all the other cities that are also in a notable rank. I mean, Dallas with nearly 6 inches in a deficit, Indianapolis more than 3. And you look at the next 10 days and what that forecast will be. I will say, too, anytime you get an event like this and we're looking at it from a bigger scale, the numbers can be sometimes brushed with a broad stroke. There will be specifics and nuances with each day where some areas could maybe pick up, a city could pick up 4, 5, 6 inches. That's the signal that we have, the weather pattern that we have setting up. So as we were looking at Dallas, we're also taking a look at St. Louis. What stands out to me, maybe something different than you, today we're cold. I mean, in the mid-40s, that's a little below average. But then look at Friday's temperature, nearly 80 degrees.
Almost 40-degree temperature jump. And as we've been highlighting, the warmer you are, the more moisture you can hold, and that can create bigger pockets of rain. So definitely going to be a signal to watch, likely going to be looking at upgrades in the flash flood outlook.
No doubt.
Maybe even by the end of today.
But very much a spring look to that forecast, right, in St. Louis.